In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to present a design to a customer, showing the front view, top view and side view. Check it out. This is the drawing card that I use. I set out all my drawing cards like this with this grid pattern, and you'll see why shortly. This area here is for writing your notes on finger size, the metal and the stone, all those kind of details for the customer. So the first thing I do is I draw the inside ring diameter, and for all my rings I do an average size. It's pointless getting very specific at this stage. Like I say, the details go into this area here. So 17mm is a good average finger size. It's around about finger size N. And when you're drawing a circle, make sure you rotate the pencil so you get the full circle. So now I'm going to mark out where the shoulders will start and where the shank finishes. Now for this particular design, it's not a classic sweeping shoulder design, so it's not absolutely essential to put these markings in, but it will help for the details later on. So I just line up my ruler with the top top left corner there and the centre of the circle, and I put very, very faint lines. So all these markings have to be very light because we're going to have to rub them out later on. And go from the right top side of this square and do the same on the other side. So the template will have 4 notches to help you line it up. So the top and bottom notch needs to line up to the grid line there, but you need to shift the template up a fraction so that the equator markings there and there are slightly above the cross line there, and that will give you a slightly thickening shank towards the shoulders. So I'm just going to draw in up to that shoulder mark, making sure that the circle is perfectly centered. And once I've done that, again rotate the pencil to make sure you get the correct shape. So now I'm going to put a bezel around the stone, and so I'll line up the next one along, so the 16mm correct now. And now that I'm happy with that, I'll draw all the way around. So put a very faint line in and do the same for the other side, making sure that the ruler is perfectly parallel. And I just put a mark either side of the line and inside the guideline there. Do the same on the other side. So line up so it's in the middle of the 3mm, bring it back a little bit, and little markings like so. Now I'm using a 2H pencil. I usually use a retractable pencil, but just a normal pencil is fine to use for this. So I'm just drawing a half round profile freehand, and now it's going to help to just put some little markers onto the bezel of the setting, and the markers will be set 4mm either side of the cross line here to give a width of the shoulder of 8mm. So it's marking 1 and 2 like that, and they're just very faint marks, and do the same on the other side. This will just ensure that the shoulders land symmetrically like so, and then we'll give it some width. And now I'll bring this one under, keep it very light because I might have to rub it out. I'll leave it at that for now and do the other side. So the other side obviously crosses the other way, so it'll be on top going this way around. And now bring some lines down to the front view from the edge of the bezel, and again keep the markings really light and make sure the ruler is perfectly parallel. Now this is a cabochon stone, which is quite a shallow stone with a flat bottom, so it doesn't need to be a tall setting. So I'm just going to mark at 2.5 mil from the inside ring diameter, and then I'll first of all bring down the lines for the inside of the bezel. And draw the top of the bezel on the front view, and draw that in, and you can see that shows you the thickness of the bezel here and here. So this is the shoulder wrapping around, coming around this way, and we've got to show this part of the shoulder tucking under. So let's just draw that in like so. The detail's getting quite fine and tricky, so I'm going to change my 2H pencil and use my retractable pencil. These are great for doing fine detail. This one's a Mars Micro, and it's a 0.3 mil tip, so it's a very fine tip. When you shop around for these, they're generally a 0.5 mil tip, so that's a little bit too large for this kind of detail. So what I'll do is I'll just rub that out, and I'll draw it back in. And I'll round off this point here where it meets the setting. Get more of a curve there, where the shank will be going under this part of the shoulder. We're going to see the shoulder coming through here. And it'll look something like that. It's very hard to work out how that twist works side on, but I think that is how it goes. It's a bit of a brain teaser, this one. I think this probably needs to be a little bit longer here. So the reference lines I'm going to need are the bottom of the ring. Again, keep all your lines as light as possible, and also keep your ruler dead parallel. And we need the top of the stone, we need the top of the bezel, and we need the bottom of the bezel, the very bottom here, just where it meets at the shoulder. And just take the shank up to the first line, and we'll take it up further later if need be. We'll just get a start. We need the measurement of the length of the stone, and we've got here 16.5. I'll be sharing this on YouTube, so if you're a YouTube subscriber, I've not really posted much lately. I've been working a lot on the website, and especially putting these drawing lessons together. So apologies for that. I will be posting more stuff in the future, and this is a nice welcome break out of my workshop to do some drawing lessons. So I'll use my circular template to find a curve that fits and put that in. We'll just draw the ends of the bezel. Now we're going to freehand draw the curve, and again we've got to put our thinking cap on and work out how this twist works for the end view. So this one here, we're looking at this end, and this side here going across to the right there is the prominent one. So this is the prominent one, so this will go the end slightly curved, and I'll just leave it in the middle line there and just see if we can make the other side work. I'll be rendering using a set of Faber-Castell watercolour pencils. And now to make the drawing come alive, I'll start the render with the dark blue, and I'm just going to put some dashes in there, applying quite firm pressure, and just change the angles as you go. So we don't want to fill the whole area in, just leave some blanks so that we can just mix up the colours a little bit. So now I'll go for a light blue. Now you might not be able to get right up to the edge and make it really neat, but that doesn't matter because these are watercolour pencils, and we can just use a damp brush to move the paint right to the edge. So now I'll use a light green. I mean, you can go over the previous colour and start mixing it up a little bit. And I'm going to put a yellow in there as well. Now, every opal you'll see is slightly different in pattern and colour, and that is going to be the case for when you're rendering opals as well. So you'll never, you won't be able to copy exactly what I'm doing, but that doesn't matter. Just have fun, use different colours, and use your imagination, and you'll see it'll look really impressive no matter what you do. So that's it so far, but what I'll do is I want to add a little bit of orange. So if you do see a nice black opal, you'll see that it does hold, the good ones hold a little bit of red or orange in there. So just add a little bit of that. We can add some more later. And what I'll do now is I will merge some of these colours together. So I'm using a number 2 paintbrush, so make sure your paintbrush is a good quality. Number 2 or a number 3 will be fine for doing this, and you can just move the paint right up to the stone edge and just experiment with blending the colours in as well. You don't want big drops of water collecting on your render, so it just needs to be damp. Okay, I think that looks pretty good so far. I'm going to have the light coming in from the left side, so I'll just make the right side a little bit darker, just going back to the dark blue colour. There's a white watercolour pencil in the set, and you won't be able to get much onto the drawing by using it the traditional way, but you'll get a little bit of a glaze going on just on the left side. But to get that real nice highlight, what we're going to do is take the paint off the tip of the pencil, and we'll just put some little teardrop shapes just inside the edge. And you can see how the painting has suddenly come alive. So once we've done that, we can start doing the render of the gold. And the level of detail isn't so crucial on the end and the front view for the stone. Pretty much the story is told with the top view there. So this is a raw umber, and I'm going to use that to just darken where the gold is at the low point, so as it tucks itself under the shoulder, I'll just darken that edge there. Same on the other side, and we'll show that with this one as well. So we need to darken this side here and inside here. So we'll just darken one side of the shank going down, and again just to show the curve of the bezel. And make sure you wash your brush before you apply the white. And we'll just put some little highlights on the stone. And just put some nice light stripes on the bezel just to bring that to life, and just around the edge of the shoulders. I'll just lighten up the left side of the shank. And just to add a little bit more detail to the opal, I'm just putting some little specks of red in there. And some little specks of light yellow as well. At this stage it's so easy to get carried away with the details and just keep going and going, but the whole purpose of the series of courses that I've created is for you to be able to learn how to draw and render rings quickly, so that if you do have a potential customer that wants a design drawing up with the possibility of making it, you can create the drawing in the time it takes for your customer to have a cup of coffee. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like and subscribe, or even better, check out the website where you'll find lots of other drawing lessons.